Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another video of our series of interactive activities that you can use with your bilingual class and not bilingual class if you have a non-bilingual class. If you are a trainer and you want to use an activity in your work environment, you can definitely use this as well. This is called an information gap activity, or some people call them information gap games. So let's see what they are about. So the idea here is to get students to find missing information, to ask questions, to get the missing information that they need. So it can be done in pairs or as a whole class. Usually you need students to be able to ask questions to participate in such an activity. So you want students, maybe a level 2, but for sure levels 3, 4, and 5, which is intermediate, pre-advanced, and advanced. Roughly speaking. And the description here is that the teacher gives each pair of students a set of texts, graphics, or pictures, which are mostly similar, but have some differences. So there's a pair of students. I give student 1 one text, student 2 another text that's slightly different, or a picture to student 1 and a picture that is slightly different to student number 2. So the students would then place a barrier so they don't see each other's cards or pictures. Or they can sit back to back. That also works. But there's basically a barrier, either physical or not, between the students so that they do not see their partner's card. That's the point here. Then they ask each other questions to find the missing information from their card. Or sometimes the information is not really missing, but it's just different, to find the differences. The teacher models the process before students do the activity. So let's see here. So there's 2 cards, number 1 and 2. So example 1, give a card to each member of a pair and make sure partners do not see each other's cards. When asking questions to find out the differences, make sure students only ask questions about Carrie's routine. Each student needs to ask at least 2 questions. So examples of questions. What's the first thing Carrie did after waking up? Who did Carrie go to school with? So let's read the cards and see how different they are. Number 1. After waking up today, Carrie took a shower, brushed her teeth, and then walked to school with her sister. On the way, they talked about homework and life at home. Number 2. After waking up today, Carrie brushed her teeth, had a cup of coffee, and then took a shower. She then took the bus to school with her best friend. On the way, they talked about homework and life at home. Again, there's information that is the same, there's information that's different. What you want the students to be able to do here is not just say, so what's your first sentence? What's your second sentence? What's your third sentence, etc. You don't want them to do that, because that would be very basic language that they would practice. You would want them to ask. You would want them to ask instead. What did Carrie first do after waking up? What did she do after that? What did she do after that? Now, who did Carrie walk to school with? And what did they talk about on the way to school? Things like that. So you want the students to be able to use meaningful verbs, or verbs that point to actions, because that's the point. So that's how you do the activity. Students will be asking each other the questions and trying to find the differences between their cards. This next one, we've all seen this type of activity. They have to find differences between the pictures without looking at each other's pictures. You're going to describe the picture they have first and try to find out what the differences are. And so in this example, each student gets a card and, without showing it to his or her partner, asks questions in order to spot the differences. Again, you want students to ask, okay, is there a sun in your picture? Yes. Is there anything covering the sun? And is there a chimney? How many puffs of smoke are coming out of the chimney, etc., etc. So you want them to be asking about the details in the picture. And a good variation, if you don't have pictures, because if you don't have a text, you can write one. You can produce a text with differences. And that text can reflect what it is that you're teaching. But if you want to use pictures and you don't have pictures, take a picture. Get some objects here. For example, you get a set of objects and you make changes from the first to the second picture, and you can give one student one picture, the other student another picture, and they have to talk about the differences in their own pictures. So this is something you can do using your hand phone, or even drawing if you're good at drawing. So this is a variation. A very good activity, promotes a lot of interaction because students will ask a lot of questions until they're able to obtain the information that they need. Well, I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and press the like button. And check out the recommendations we give you at the end of this video. And see you in the next one. Bye-bye.